Best way of explaining this is sharing something that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was in an argument with a family friend, and I was arguing that I want to raise my children without a gender, while he was arguing that doing that would jeopardize the well-being of my child. It was a passionate yet respectful argument, and at one point the person said something along the lines of, I want my kid to decide whether being gay is worth going up against the stigmas in society. And for the rest of the weekend, I couldn't get that out of my head. It rattled around in there until I broke down talking to my boyfriend, realizing that it struck a nerve with me as a queer person who used to crucify herself for liking girls and who stayed in the closet until very recently because she liked guys enough to suppress that part of her identity, which meant that a comment that would have been relatively frustrating at most to a straight person drained me as a queer person. That's why it's the responsibility of privileged people to teach others about women and gender studies. If I'm arguing against someone who's racist, I'm bound to get angry, but there's no way I could jeopardize my identity because I'm white. This allows me to teach someone about racism based on the experiences of Black people I've read about or listened to. That part is very important. I'm not teaching someone my self-made definition of racism. I'm teaching someone what racism is based on the Black experience and theory I've studied, without making it possible for someone to step on my social identity or experience. That's why it's important for people with privilege to study other minorities' experiences and hold their community accountable for respecting those experiences. Acknowledging your privilege means acknowledging that you garner automatic respect from certain communities that minorities wouldn't. For example, a group of men are more likely to feel comfortable sharing their sexist attitudes with another male than they would a female, thus giving the other male more of an opportunity to state his opinion and be respected for it. The same can be said for class, race, ability, sexuality, you name it. A lot of us are privileged in one way or another, and acknowledging those privileges and using them to change the conversation is our only way to be an ally to those who are oppressed in the ways we are not. If you're interested in learning more about women and gender studies, stick around for more mini lessons on my social media page or visit my other content to hear important readings I've discussed in my women and gender study classes. Also, keep in mind that Palestine is still facing a genocide at the hands of the US. If you're interested in helping, visit my Instagram bio to sign petitions, send scripts to Congress, or find other ways to help Palestine.